blocked the shot and then went over Edwards' legs. He didn't.
Canadiens open up their semifinal
playoff series at the Forum in Montreal, and the Canadiens came from behind to beat the Islanders by the score of 4-3, despite the exploits of number 15, Billy Harris. You just saw him score his first of 3 goals on the night for the Islanders, their first playoff hat trick ever. That's Brian Trottier, Kurt, setting up number 15 Harris in front at 8:39 of the first to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead.
Billy was breaking like a thoroughbred for the crease all night, and as you can see, Brian made a good move and just got it to him in time. Dryden almost had it, but he flipped it up over his gloves.
Well, the Canadiens were able to tie it on a goal by the big guy, Peter Mahovlich, at 12:14. Been a tough season for Mahovlich in Montreal. He's been booed right throughout the season.
I think Pete was a bit tired after playing in all the games and the international tournament. But here's his old flair, and there are 3 Islanders around him. He still seems to manage to come up with a puck, and it kind of reminds me of the time they played the Russians, and they had the same problems with him.
Good screen by number 17, Murray Wilson, in front of Billy Smith.
I don't think Bill even saw it.
Now, Billy Harris with his second goal of the night. It came 42 seconds after the goal by Mahovlich.
He really snapped that one right through his legs. No waiting at all. It's good forechecking here by Brian, Trottier, and Harris to set up this goal.
That's Dave Lewis, number 25, firing it. Gillies not able to get a stick on it, but Harris poked it by Dryden.
That's an unusual sight there. Larry Robinson, I think he was the top plus-minus player in the league, and we've seen him now for 2 goals. He could have had Billy, but he just let him go for a second, and that's all he needed to put it right through his legs.
All right, early second period now, Kurt. This number 3 for Harris, and incredibly, the Islanders jump in front of the Canadiens by the score of 3-1.
Good work again by Gillies. As he was taking that puck up, I didn't notice the Canadiens too eager to go after him. And he got going right into the corner to set up Harris right in front. And let Harris go too, which is unusual. I think with 3 guys on 2, they figured they had it all covered. But again, it was just exact timing. And before Dryden could move, it was in the net.
Gillies taking away from LaPointe to put it in front of the net. And now Murray Wilson, one of the fastest skaters in the National Hockey League, able to beat Smith to his right. 9 minutes later in the second period, and this a big goal for Montreal, trimming it down to 3-2.
Well, he's a fast skater, Marvin. You know, if you're a forward like Jerry Howard, you don't like anyone coming down on you, and especially Wilson, who can really fly. And I think Billy Harris thought that Wilson was going to pass it here because he should have had him on the angle. He wasn't on that good of an angle, but he flipped it up over his arm pad. He could have come out and cut off the angle, but he didn't.
Here's a good look at how Smith is beaten by Wilson.
Now, normally, I think he would have come out of the net a little bit more, maybe 15 feet, and cut off that angle, but he didn't.
All right, here's the flower, Guy Lafleur, tying it up at 2:25 of the third period.
Notice how Lafleur, wrist shot, didn't even see it, the goalie. Now, 2 times Lafleur had the puck, and instead of holding on to it, he passed off to a teammate. He's a very smart playmaker, too, as well as a premier scorer in the league. And this goal came after a few efforts. It didn't come right off the bat. Even here, he might have taken a shot, but he didn't. And luckily, he came back up with a puck. And instead of a slap shot, he just wristed it right into the lower corner.
And then at 4:07 of the third period, 60-goal scorer Steve Shutt, assisted by Jacques Lemaire, gives the Canadiens the game winner.
How does that guy do it? I don't know. It seems against us, too. He's all by himself. There's an empty net, and he puts it in. But I think it's not luck. He's very fast, and he can maneuver so well on skates, he always seems to find an opening.
Canadiens lead it 1-0. Game number 2 in Montreal on Tuesday night. Canadiens defeating the New York Islanders in Game 1 of their opening game of the semifinal series by the score of 4-3. We'll be back.
As they control the puck off the draw, and there is a back of the net look at Saint-Laurent. Backhand shot beating Ken Wright. So the Islanders, to a man, off the bench. They have a 2-goal lead. New York, 4. Montreal, 2. With 8 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in regulation time. It was Andre Saint-Laurent who controlled the faceoff. The puck went into the corner. It came back out. And Saint-Laurent swung around Chartrand, and there's the backhand shot to to the stick side, low on Ken Dryden. And Nystrom earns the assist. The team's playing 5 aside. A close-up look at the net as Smith valiantly tries for a diving stop, and it deflected off Goldsmith into the net. So Guy Lapointe with his second goal of the game. Lemaire and Lafleur assisting. So that sets things up quite nicely for the finish, as Lapointe on the bench now has scored for Montreal at 16-20 from Lemaire and Lafleur. Get a good look at it here from the camera up a little higher. The puck fed into Lemaire from Lafleur. Lemaire hung on as Lewis committed himself, sprawling on the play. The puck went back to Lapointe. The Canadiens' net is empty. The Islanders control the face-off. Potvin along on the boards, and Parisi tips it down. Trottier beaten to the puck by Savard. Lafleur dumps it out to center ice. Mahovlich knocks it down. Too far for Shutt on the left side. Potvin dumps it back out to center ice. Savard has to wait as Shutt is in deep. A minute to play in the period. Robinson tied up by Westphal. Puck rolls down into the New York zone. Here is Lapointe dumping it in front. Kicked away by Potvin. Puck bounces high. There's a real pile-up in back of the net. Puck comes loose. They rule, I believe, that it was gloved ahead. Yes. Newell signaling that the puck was gloved ahead from one Islander to another. The New York team argues. Westphal again wins the faceoff. That's 2 in a row in key situations for Westphal. Lafleur fans on a shot at the point. Puck comes loose. Here is Potvin. The net is empty. Dennis Potvin moving in, shoots wide. Comes to Parisi on the right wing in the Montreal zone. The Trottier in behind. He tries to clear it out in front. Robinson takes over. 30 seconds left. Here is Lapointe down the right side for the Canadiens. Stop. Puck comes loose. Robinson follows up, trying to move his way in offside. 23 seconds to go.
You see it.
And again, Westphal wins the faceoff. This one will be icing. Savard gets back as quickly as he can, and the whistle goes with 16 seconds remaining. Eddie Westphal has done a masterful job for New York on the faithful leading. Off the face-off again, Westphal to Trottier. Scored! It's all over. The Islanders will win it. It's 5-3 New York. The countdown begins. $15,317. Very vociferous fans celebrate. Actually, the cheer's not as big right here as I thought it might be. I think the fans are tired. So are the Islanders. So is Bill Smith. The New York team has done it.
Gets the first goal of the game, a consistent 30-goal score. The feed from Shutt to Lemaire. Lemaire puts it in right there on the backhand. He put it right under the pad of Chico Resch. Let's go upstairs and show it to you from another angle. That's where it started with Lemaire and Hart. Shutt, the perfect feed for Lemaire, and how many times Lemaire has fed Shutt on his 60-goal campaign. So turnabout is fair as the left winger feeds the center, and the Jacques Lemaire ties the hockey game 1-1, 10:52 of the first period.
That's Lemaire's third playoff goal this year, and we're tied at 1. Shutt and Chartrand get the assist as play comes into the Islander zone again. Dennis Potvin, number 5, behind his own net. Into the middle for Lorne Henning. Henning, McMillan, and Jean Potvin up front. Loose puck taken away by Lambert, and Dave Lewis fires it right back into the Montreal zone for the Canadiens. Risebrow, Lambert, and Mario Tremblay. Here's Risebrow getting behind Dennis Potvin. Risebrow shoots, and a leg save by Chico Resch, and the rebound cleared by Potvin, brought in offside by Chartrand. Lemaire tying it from Shutt and Chartrand 9:08, and Risebrow with a great opportunity to send Montreal in front, beaten by Glenn Resch.
Young Doug Risebrow across the blue line. It comes in on Resch. Chico Resch way out of the nets to cut down the angle with Dave Lewis hot on Risebrough's heels. Resch makes his first tough save of the night, and that evens the goaltenders up. Glenn Chico Resch, who finished second to Ken Dryden in goals against average this year. Ken Dryden finished at 2.41, Chico Resch at 2.48.
Islanders are in a position of having that happen to them a little more often tonight. Potvin got caught up ice, and he's got to be up ice to become that fourth forward here with the Islanders in a must-win situation tonight. He's got to add some offense, and that means he's got to gamble, and that was a sample there, and Risebrough nearly made him pay the price for it. Dennis Potvin to Lewis to Henning. Henning stick handling against checking from Lambert. Now just shoots it into the Montreal zone. Larry Robinson, number 19, back for it. Robinson and Chartrand, the defense pair for Montreal. This is Tremblay. Tremblay, number 14, shoots it in off the corner boards. Marshall is there. Bert Marshall up the middle, picked off by Schutt. Schutt brings it in, one-hand pass, Lafleur. Lafleur shoots it high and wide. He tried to hang it up on the short side, missed it. Puck cleared out by Jean Potvin. Back for it is Guy Lapointe, and icing will be called.
To congratulate Mario Tremblay.
Here it is.
Yvon Lambert to the left of your screen. This is Tremblay's shot first. Right there is Tremblay. Risebrough took the shot. Tremblay on the goal. This is the man. Mario Tremblay gets his first playoff goal.
Lambert takes the shot.
Yeah, it was Lambert and then Risebrough.
And then Risebrough steers it to Tremblay on the rebound, and Tremblay had the whole net there to just tip it in. So it is 2-1 Montreal. They've scored 2 straight goals to take the lead here, and the Islanders no doubt still thinking about the one that didn't count.
That his first.
Hey, we'll see it again as Westfall.
Ball feeds it on the right wing side. The pass comes into Potvin. Potvin waits for Robinson to go down, not Robinson, Lapointe. And then as he tried to center it to Westfall, it went in off the skates of goaltender Ken Dryden. Jude Drouin feeds Potvin. Potvin watches Lapointe go down. He's in deep. He tries to center for Westfall. And Dryden didn't see it coming, and the puck went right off his skates behind him. We're tied at 2 with 1:49 left in the second period. Point on the points. Lafleur's shot hit Westfall, and that hurt Westfall, and he stays on the ice. Henning brings it in one-on-one now against Lapointe. Henning still with it. Here comes Westfall, and it's broken up by Lafleur. Lafleur races back. He's got Schutt and Mahavlich with him. Mahavlich into the slot. Beautiful play by Dave Lewis to break up the pass intended for Lafleur. Whistle on the play. Evidently,
It hit one of the players on the bench over on the Canadian side. Mahavlich with 3 playoff goals. Yeah, it's his 13th year for Mahavlich, former Detroit Red Wing, and he just, I tell you, makes it look so easy.
there's a very intense fan looking on here as the Canadiens are tied 2-2 in the third. 1:14 remaining in the penalty to Bill Harris of the New York Islanders. And the face-off to the left of Glenn Resch.
You know, I was asking Pierre Bouchard why they boo Mahavlich so here, and he said, well, it's kind of easy to figure out. He said Peter makes it look so easy that when he doesn't score all the time, they just get on him. They expect big things of him.
Resch starts after the loose puck and thinks otherwise. Lambert controls, but his pass from Mahavlich too far. Robinson in deep, checked by Westfall. Lafleur has it. Here's the pass blocked by Lewis. Lewis doing a great job here during this penalty. Lewis has it now, trying to get it out. It's knocked down by Robinson. His shot, a spinning puck, is blocked by Dennis Potvin. Robinson hand passes it in, but is taken by Henning. 50 seconds left. Henning's pass picked off by Lafleur. Lafleur falls, and the loose puck knocked into the Montreal zone. 40 seconds remaining, in the penalty to Harris. Back for it is Robinson. 2-2 the score. Henning breaks that play up at center ice. Good work by Lorne Henning. Guy Lafleur. Jacques Lemaire, number 25. The shot, stick save by Resch on a bullet from Lemaire, who can really shoot it. Lambert flips behind the net. Westfall intercepts. Westfall, good pass for Potvin. Can't hold it, though. It's loose, and Westfall's got lots of room and shoots it down the ice. 14 seconds left, and Henning and Westfall were out there for nearly that whole penalty. In fact, Henning stays on. Gillies comes on for Westfall. 5 seconds left as Lafleur brings it in. Over the line, the Canadiens standing there. Risebrow to Savard. The shot blocked by Gillies. It's loose. Lafleur can't get the shot away. The penalty is over. Harris is on. Lafleur is stopped by the skate of Jerry Hart. Lafleur and Gillies go down. Lafleur is bumped by Marshall. Robinson to score. Lambert on the shot by Larry Robinson. Yvon Lambert steers it in. With 8:22 to play in regulation time, the Canadiens have gone in front 3-2.
The foreman and Montreal are up. The Canadian bench comes roaring off to grab Yvon Lambert, who comes up with his first playoff goal. Take another look. Robinson hits it hard. Lambert in perfect position for the tip. He changes the direction of the puck, comes in on the short side. Chico Resch commits long to the left side. Watch it again from upstairs. The perfect deflection right there. A matter of a foot.
Point. Take another look.
And gets the shot on goal right on the left of your screen right there. See, Jeep never saw the puck. It goes in early under Dryden, and I don't think even Dryden knew where it was for sure. Let's take another look from our ground level camera. Comes right there. See, it gets tangled up between the two of them, and I'll have to say you can call it either way.
Yeah, I think it went off Lapointe.
But that would mean that Drouin would get the goal.
That's
We'll
right.
have to wait for the official score.
You know, he didn't have much on that, George. He was kind of desperately trying to get the shot on the net, hoping for a rebound.
Lewis shooting it into the Montreal
Zone. Dryden had jumped over his stick. Drouin with it. Did not make the play quickly enough. But Dryden out of the goal. But Drouin scrapping in the corner, now knocked down by Lemaire. Larry Robinson has had a lot of ice time in these last 5 or 6 minutes. Shoots it down the ice. Dennis Potvin there, and guess who's right on his tail? Guy Lafleur. Dennis Potvin loses to Lafleur, but he's checked by Gillies. Gillies gets loose with Drouin. The pass to Drouin, checked from behind. Here's Gillies, the shot. Save the rebound. Blocked before he could get the shot away. Robinson. The centering pass from Westfall, and Lemaire broke that up. Lewis the shot. That's blocked by Robinson. And Robinson, as we're under a minute, shoots it to center ice. Dennis Potvin to Gillies. Gillies can't get the shot away. He fell as he tried to tee it up. Back comes Lafleur. Guy Lafleur with Steve's shot. Lewis takes Lafleur into the boards perfectly. In the corner, Dennis Potvin throws it behind the net to Westfall. Checked by Larry Robinson. Robinson's all over the ice. He's deep in the corner now. Gives it to Lafleur. Behind the net, centering pass, and Gillies breaks it up with Risebrow there. Lafleur keeps it alive again. It comes off the leg. Lapointe keeps it in. And finally, Jules Drouin gets it ahead to Lewis, and Mahavlich collides with Gillies, but poked the puck to Larry Robinson. 20 seconds remaining. The pass to Risebrow. Stick handling stopped perfectly by Dennis Potvin. In the corner, it's Lewis. Lewis now can't get it out. Savard. He's stopped by Drouin. Here's Risebrow. Mahavlich is open, but they can't get the pass there as Westfall breaks it up, and Potvin shoots it down the ice. 4 seconds left. Back for it comes Savard with 1 second remaining. The Canadiens will have a face-off in the Islander zone, and what a great opportunity for the Islanders down in the Montreal zone.
stick, and it is.
Resch clearing to Trottier. Trottier dumps it. There's a race for it. Harris and Robinson deep in the corner. Harris is checked by Robinson, who has the puck. Robinson gives it to Steve Shutt on the left wing side. Shutt comes up. He's got Lapointe ahead of him. He gives it to number 5 over the line to Guy Lafleur. Lafleur looking for the open man. Takes the shot wide. Oh, boy, he can hit that wrist shot. Lemaire's shot. That breaks up through the traffic and goes wide. Lafleur throws it in front, broken up by Trottier, who gives it to Harris. Harris, a pass intended for Parise, is intercepted by Lafleur, who goes quickly back with Robinson. Robinson, the shot well wide. It comes out near the blue line. Lafleur dumps it in the corner. Lemaire in the corner centers it. Comes all the way to Robinson. The shot. Stick save. Rebound cleared by Trottier. Trottier stick handling. Lost it. Here comes Lafleur giving it to Lemaire. Shutt trying to make the turn. It's loose. Robinson, a high shot off the glass. It falls on the back of the net. Lafleur keeps it alive. And Harris banks it down the ice to take that pressure off as the Canadiens did what they wanted to do. They buzzed around in there with their 3 big guns and put the pressure on. 18:41 remaining in the first overtime period. I'd like to take this chance to thank all of the people involved with tonight's game for their cooperation in helping us with our telecast. In the Canadiens organization, General Manager Sam Pollock, Assistant GM Floyd Curry, Coach Scotty Bowman, Public Relations Director Claude Mouton, and for the Islanders, General Manager Bill Torrey, Coach Al Arbor, our ace statistician Holly T. Chester III, Public Relations Director, and Jim Bucata. Here's a loose puck in front, and it's shot wide by Gainey, as Roberts had the feed and lots of time to make the pass to Gainey. Jarvis and Drouin battle for it. Roberts knocks it down the boards, and it's held there by Lewis and Roberts. And we have 18:24 to go.
In overtime, scoreless. Tim, the observation that I made between the periods was, I think, very accurate in that the Canadiens just come out freewheeling, loaded for bear, going wide open, full tilt. The Islanders getting caught, more or less, in their own end, saying, oh, how are we going to get out of here?
Now the checking line of the Canadiens out there against Drouin, Gillies, and Westfall. And a scramble for it. It's knocked out by Jarvis, and Gillies racing after with Guy Lapointe. Lapointe gets there and backhands it away. Drouin trying to control it, knocked it over the line, and Dennis Potvin has to cut off Jim Roberts. And Dennis Potvin to Westfall. Westfall for Gillies. Gillies out the end of his stick. Goes into the corner with Lapointe. Roberts slaps it out to the blue line. Jarvis overskates it, and Savard picks it up. Serge Savard into the Islander zone. The pass intended for Gainey, too hard and far. Gainey gets it away from Resch, centers it. Drouin breaks it up. Gainey again to Tremblay. He takes a weak shot, handled by Potvin. Potvin to Gillies, who steers it out. Hart broke his stick on the play. The puck comes into the Montreal zone. Sudden death overtime. Serge Savard. Chartrand intended for Risebrow, too far. The Canadiens changing on the fly. An offside call against New York at the Montreal line.
In regulation time, the Canadiens outshot the Islanders. We on shots on goal as far as tough saves had Resch with 13. Dryden we had tested 9 times, most of that coming in the third period, where he had a flurry of 5 shots almost within a matter of 3 or 4 minutes, where Dryden really had to be ever so alert. 17-27, and Tim, the Islanders have yet to get that good shot on goal in this overtime.
28-18 for Montreal in the shots department. They have won here in the overtime, and the face-offs have been interesting. Canadiens dominated the first period. Then the Islanders won 15 against 12 by Montreal in the second period, and they had 11 each in the third period. Each team scored once in each period of play. Some rather strange goals in a rather strange game. Robinson knocks it over the line. Risebrow after it. Marshall gets it out. Lambert has to get Risebrow onside. The puck kicked loose, and Marshall gives it to Jerry Hart. We've got Saint Laurent, McMillan, and Nystrom now. The pass for Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent drops to Marshall. Shot is wide, and after it is Tremblay for Montreal, who comes storming down the right side. Hart waiting for him. Tremblay forced to the corner, taken into the end boards. Lambert is checked by Nystrom and Hart. Hart has the puck. Hart up the boards for McMillan, and Chartrand ties him up. Risebrow digs it out. Risebrow watched by Hart. McMillan gets it out of the Islander zone, and the best the Islanders have been able to do is get the puck out of their territory. They've not had an offensive thrust. Tremblay touches it. Icing will be called.
Westfall wins.
Dave Lewis, who's been outstanding tonight for the Islanders, gets it to Dennis Potvin. Potvin up the boards for Harris, a little too far, but Westfall slapped it off the leg of Savard. We've got Mahavlich with Guy Lafleur and Steve Shutt. Guy Lapointe and Serge Savard. A lot of firepower out there again. And they were just off one shift before Bowman had the 2 wingers, the big guys, out there, but icing is called against Montreal. Kind of interesting strategy. He started that line against the Trottier unit, and then he had them back out after giving them just one blow with another line.
Let me give you a unimportant, but I think interesting trivia statistic. The last time that Ken Dryden and Chico Resch faced each other in overtime, Ken Dryden was in goal for Cornell. Chico Resch was in goal for the University of Duluth, Minnesota, and Chico's team won that one by a score. They lost 2-1. Lost 2-1. Double overtime it was.
Trottier against Mahavlich on this faceoff. And Mahavlich wins it to Lafleur, but he can't get it out. Lewis, a shot! It's a post score! Billy Harris! Billy Harris has scored in overtime, and the New York Islanders are alive. They have defeated the Montreal Canadiens 4-3. The first shot hit the goalpost, and Harris knocked the rebound in. His 7th playoff goal. And the elated New York Islanders emptied that bench to come out there. The Canadiens have gone quickly to their dressing room. There will be a Game 6 at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. And the New York Islanders have defeated the Montreal Canadiens in overtime by a score of 4-3, and will return after these messages from your local station. Number 5 got the stick up a little bit as he tried to stop Drouin, and Drouin retaliated. The referee had his arm up at that point. And Gilly stepped in. Risebrow is drawing a penalty for Montreal along with Lapointe. Drouin gets a high sticking penalty.
Number 9 for Gillies, 2 minutes for roughing.
Clearing the puck from the face-off. Lewis has it. Lewis knocked down. It's taken by Robinson down the left side. Has Lemaire with him. One man back. Robinson in front to Lemaire. He shoots. That went high and over top of the goal. Resch clearing it to the
corner to Dave Lewis. Back behind the goal. It'll be picked up by Dennis Potvin. Potvin down to Bob Bourne. Bourne down the center ice. Shoots it into the Montreal zone, wide of the goal. Dryden was cradling it there at the side of the net. Now Savard missed Lemaire with the pass. Picks it up again. Back to Jacques Lemaire. Lemaire down to center. Back to Larry Robinson. Robinson for Canadiens, taking a little time. Montreal leads 1-0. Lemaire stopped at center ice. Robinson for Canadiens, taken to the boards by Bourne. They freeze it against the boards, and we'll have a face-off with 2:36 left in this period.
Marshall, the veteran defenseman.
Heading to center ice. Now to Drouin. Drouin over the line, pulls to the right, fires it into the corner, and Bouchard has it for Montreal. Pierre Bouchard. Now to Jarvis. Ahead for Gainey. Gainey to Roberts. He's over the line, but the puck went off his stick. Resch back of the net. Dumps it into the corner. Howard has it for New York. Gary Howard checked momentarily. Drouin gets to the line. Lapointe unable to hold it in. Henning at center. Ahead for Howard. He couldn't take the pass, and Bouchard sends Gainey away. Here's Gainey over the line. Shooting. Resch. Let that one go wide. Now Roberts with a shot. Right in front. Oh, what a save by Chico as he just knocked it away from Doug Jarvis. Back comes Dennis Potvin. Potvin at center. Breaking pass intended for Howard. What a straight. Dryden is under the net to clear it off the glass. Dennis Potvin to Henning. Henning on the backhand. Blocked in front. Here's Dennis Potvin. He's offended. No penalty call. And Gainey clears it as the horn sounds. Ending the second period. What a flurry of action, controlled primarily by the New York Islanders. And
Here's the replay. Let's take another look at it.
Jarvis at 9-12.
Jarvis shooting it in. It hits the boards. Goes right through in front. That was Wilson clearing it. And then with Resch unable to get back in there, Wilson moving in as well. But Gainey at a bad angle put it up and in. 2-0 Montreal.
Gainey has now scored both of them from right along the goal line. And the Canadiens with a commanding lead now by 2, 10:30 remaining in regulation time. Potvin brings it up. Potvin for Parise. And it is Lapointe stopping that play, and it comes right back to Dennis Potvin. Over to Billy Harris. Harris with Parise caught offside. The whistle blows.
They've been playing it very, very
Here on their team, Lemaire's.
Shot is caught by Resch, but offside have been called at the Islander line. Guy Lafleur does not have a point tonight, and his remarkable streak is now in jeopardy at 37 games. He has gone 37 games getting at least a point, 26 goals, 52 assists, and so far doesn't have anything here tonight. But I'm sure that is not anything that Guy is too worried about. The Canadiens would like to get out of here with a victory and start thinking about the Boston Bruins, who have been sitting back watching the remainder of this series after their most impressive 4-game sweep of the Philadelphia Flyers. The Bruins are eager, they're healthy, and they are playing super right now. Lapointe to Roberts, who backhands it in, and we're down to 2 minutes right now, and it is Pat Price. Ahead for Trottier. Trottier shoots it in on goal. Dryden feeds it out quickly to Gainey. Gainey just dumps to center ice. Billy Harris lost control of it momentarily, and now is forced deep by Lemaire. Passes off to Price. Price gives it to Trottier. Trottier to Parise. Parise back for Trottier. Too well covered. Tried to climb over Jim Roberts and failed to do so. Marshall has to get his teammates onside. Shoots it in. 1:35 to play. The Montreal Canadiens would appear to have this in hand as Savard dumps it off the boards for Lemaire, and he'll touch it for an offside pass. And the veteran wisely just using up a few more precious seconds. He let the puck go as far as he could, knowing it was going to be whistled dead. But he used up a couple of extra seconds. 1:25. Potvin has to go back for it. Wilson on him, takes it, almost took it away. Here's Robinson, the shot. Saved by Resch. Resch skates out of there. Gets it to Trottier, and Robinson, Resch is out of there. The shot by Robinson is wide, with Resch now having to scurry back to the net. And Trottier takes it behind his goal. We're down to 1:05. The pass for Harris. Dennis Potvin carries on. Out comes Resch. The puck is in the Canadian zone. Dryden gets it to Robinson. The Islander goal is empty. Harris in the corner to the blue line. It's kept in. No, it is not. It's over the blue line. Hart being checked by Jarvis. Robinson has it. Robinson flips it off the board. 45 seconds left. Dennis Potvin his own blue line. Dennis Potvin for Parise. Parise off the skate of Guy Lapointe, who has been brilliant throughout this series, and Harris shoots it in. There's the time remaining as Dryden clears it around. Dennis Potvin trying to cut inside, collided with his own man. 28 seconds left. Price
for Harris. Harris backhands it in. 24 seconds left. And listen to this crowd. They have come to their feet with a standing ovation for the New York Islanders. And that's quite a show of respect for the home team here by their fans. 14 seconds left. The Islander crowd on its feet. And in appreciation of the effort here tonight and in the entire series against Montreal, the New York Islanders, who were, of course, the underdogs against the mighty Canadiens, who had the greatest season in NHL history. The Islanders gave them all they could handle. They have won 2 games and extended the Canadiens, who have to face the very rugged Boston Bruins, who have been sitting back. The Canadiens have had a very physical workout against the New York Islanders throughout this series. Dryden working on his 3rd shutout over the New York Islanders, certainly the factor tonight. But then here's Potvin, the shot, goal! Dennis Potvin, and it's 2-1. 9 seconds remaining. Dennis Potvin, as Drouin got the face-off over to Gillies, I believe, who got it back to Potvin. He blasted a low shot past Clark Gillies, and Dryden has lost his shutout. Here it is, Potvin moving over, using the screen, firing a low bullet that Dryden simply could not handle. 8 seconds as Bourne shoots it over the line, and Gila Point smothers it with 5 seconds remaining. Crowd didn't like it, but a smart play by Gila Point, who has played smart hockey throughout this series. He has been one of the truly outstanding Canadians throughout. Dennis Potvin from Trottier at 1951. Gillies did not get his stick on it. 2-1 the score. 5 seconds remaining. Face-off inside the Montreal line. Drouin got the draw, but it's over the line, and a good check by Gainey forces Trottier back, and that's it. The game is over. The Montreal Canadiens have defeated the New York Islanders 2-1, and they have won this series 4 games to 2. But these gallant Islanders have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, and I think, knowing them as I do, that they themselves realize that. They have put up a magnificent struggle, and indeed played Montreal close in every game but the 4-0 shutout here on Saturday night, when they were completely outclassed, with Montreal jumping off to a 3-goal lead in the first 8.5 minutes of play. In every other game, the Islanders were man for man, skate for skate with the Montreal Canadiens. And in that marvelous tradition of Stanley Cup play, they're shaking hands with the opponents, and the respect that is felt for 2 teams who have really been beating on each other for 6 consecutive games, and saying, guys, it was fun, it was hard work, it hurts to lose, it's great to win, and good luck in the final round of the Montreal Canadiens. And the Islander crowd, with applause for the Canadiens during the handshake, now gives their Islanders a send-off as they head to the Islander dressing room after a fine game here tonight that have resulted in only 1 goal. 2 questionable goals by the Montreal Canadiens' Bob Gainey, providing them with a victory, and good teams usually find a way to win. The great teams will find a way to beat you, and it won't always be with the perfect goal, but somehow they wind up with more on the scoreboard than the lesser opponents have, and the Canadiens have indeed defeated the Islanders here tonight, fair and square, and will move on to meet the Boston Bruins in the Stanley Cup Championship round. And that should be some kind of series, the way the Bruins finished the season and plowed through the playoffs, beating the Kings and then sweeping the very strong Philadelphia Flyers in 4 games. We'll return after these messages from the
basketball player. He